Dope.
Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of the Beanieee Boys podcast featuring Moses and Doke. Here we are today, obviously with our mugs because that's what all podcasters do.
Yeah, I chose this one because I know there's Bears fans watching, and there's nothing more valuable than life. Don't take your life over this game. It's not worth it. It's a beautiful day to save lives.
Speaking of the Bears, that's the first thing and only thing up on the docket today. The
It's a
Chicago
review
Bears.
episode. It is a review episode, baby.
We're gonna
Reviewing the game. Moses, your thoughts.
Bears Packers, one of the most heated rivalries in all of professional sports. Okay,
Sunday night football.
nothing can beat it. Beautiful Sunday night, Chicago, Green Bay, classic rivalry. What can I say? Besides,
Better shit the bed.
go fuck yourself to Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, Bill Lazor, Mitch Trubisky, the entire offensive line. You know what? Fuck it. The entire offense, with the exception of course, David Montgomery. Thank you.
And A-Rob. A-Rob.
A-Rob and Cole
Our
Kmet.
tight ends.
Yeah. Besides those three, everyone else, go fuck yourselves. If I see any of your sorry asses in Chicago again next year, you're dead. You're done. Simple as that.
I got one of those for the lady who had a sign in the crowd that said deep dish pizza is overrated. You can go fuck yourself. Not on my TV.
No.
Not in Chicago.
We're not having this slander here. Okay, that
No.
is not okay.
That just became the third rule. I think it did.
No
I
deep
think
dish slander.
I think that's the
No
third
deep
rule.
dish slander because
Yeah, deep dish pizza is the fucking goat.
exactly.
Can't handle that. Get off Beanieee Boys.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
I don't know what to tell you.
Let's talk about the score. Doke, what are your
Deep
thoughts?
dish pizza saves lives. But wow, dude. I was expecting our offense to be completely terrible. I was expecting that. What I was not expecting was our defense, bro. What happened to our defense? Bro, what happened to the defense? We gave up 41 points. 6 touchdowns, dude. We couldn't stop them once, it felt like. It was ridiculous. I mean, we were just deflated
I mean, people are
at
going to
the
start.
end there.
No, I mean, at the end, we started, but that was just garbage time, all right? Complete garbage time in which we scored all of our points. Are you kidding me? We were down 47-10.
Was it 47?
Yep. Sorry, no, 41.
41, yeah.
Yep, I messed up the score
41.
for a quick second.
Mhm.
41-10.
It was 41-10 going to the fourth. And in the fourth, we saw some life, which, to be honest,
Yeah, against the Green Bay team that was no longer trying.
It was garbage time. It didn't matter. But if I'm looking at that and I think, well, look, would you rather have us lose 41-10 or 41-25? I'm taking 41-25. And I mean,
Even then,
our offense was better than last week. I'm an optimist, and I've been scraping for optimism in these stats, and I'm looking at it, and there's some things. It's not impossible. I mean, obviously the game was an embarrassment to the entire franchise, but David Montgomery had a good night. So if you need something positive to keep yourself going, there's that. There's 3 more touchdowns than last week.
that's not enough. All right?
For those who don't know, we had 0 touchdowns last week by our offense. 0. 1 by special teams. 0 by the offense.
David Montgomery had one good run. One good run. Okay? That was towards the beginning of the game.
He was good.
He had one good run. All right.
That one good run was 57 yards. You see, he had like 130.
I know. But, where were you when that run happened? I mean, personally, I was sitting on the couch. I was watching the TV. And you know what I thought to myself in that very moment? The Bears are going to fucking win. Green Bay's letting this shit happen?
I thought that it wouldn't be a blowout at that point. I knew that they were going to win. I didn't want to believe it, but I knew it. And when I saw that run, I thought, hey, maybe our offense actually has some life today. Maybe we can try to get them in a little shootout. And then our defense crumbled. just the
Like,
entire. Like I legit thought they had a shot at scoring 60 points, and they did.
like
They
I
were on
leg-
pace to score 60 points almost.
it's just embarrassing. To quote Carl from Barstool Sports, we deserve better. We
Hmm.
deserve better. Are you
Absolutely.
kidding me?
There's
You're telling
there's
me
very few things that Chicagoans love more than the Bears, and to have the Bears just completely shit the pants, shit the
to
bed on
Green Bay, no less?
national television against our long rivals, it's just embarrassing.
To the one team that I don't care if we're having the world's shittiest season. I really don't.
I would rather beat the
But
Packers twice than make the playoffs and lose in the playoffs.
exactly. I would rather it cost us like a higher pick than lose to the fucking Packers. I'm not losing to the Packers. Are you kidding me? That's just an embarrassment. Aaron Rodgers has added one of the best games of his career at our expense. Okay? We're letting
He had fun. Aaron Rodgers, you could tell he was just having so much fun yesterday, and there's nothing that makes me more mad to see him having fun against the Bears. Like that pissed me off. That got me.
there
I
is
was
nothing
mad
there's
when I saw
nothing
him
I hate
like
more than seeing the
doing
Packers happy. Yeah.
all that crap, like laughing on the sideline
Yeah. Did
as
you
they were up by 31. It was so annoying.
But enough slander of the offense, even though, get rid of it completely.
To be honest, I was comforted by the fourth quarter just because we had shown some sign of like, hey, we're not like Jets level. You know what I mean?
We're not completely incompetent. That's
Yeah, like
there's
when
like
Mitch is in there, like he makes some pretty bad decisions. I mean, he threw two interceptions into double and triple coverage. Like that was just straight up stupid. But like, I mean, he's not untalented, and he
no.
was a great leader. Did you see that video of him hyping up the guys?
Yeah. No, look,
That was cool. That
Mitch
was
has
cool.
Mitch has talent. Don't get me wrong. Mitch, he's
To
like,
me, his problem is up here. His problem is mental.
hear me out here, right? Mitch is very much like Jay Cutler, except he's a better leader
No.
than Jay Cutler.
Well,
Here's
then
why.
if he was like Jay Cutler but a better leader, then he'd be like top tier or
Okay,
second
okay,
tier.
hear me out.
All
He's
right,
got
I'm hearing you.
talent. He's got talent. He's got leadership abilities, but he cannot read a defense to save his fucking life.
I don't know if it's about reading defenses so much as it about staying focused and locked in 100% of the time and making it's like a decision making thing. You know what I mean? Like most of the time he was doing really good. He found the only exception I think is when he fumbled the ball, but even they missed a face mask call. I don't know if you saw that. That made me mad.
I
But like
did that.
both of his interceptions both of his turnovers that to me were valid turnovers were in a double and triple coverage. And the triple coverage one, there was a guy running right across the field and he was open. Like to me, it's just about decision making and mental focus, being mentally there. Because in the fourth quarter, it was the same thing that I saw in the previous two fourth quarters that he played in. He was locked in, totally focused,
See
you
that,
could see it in his eyes.
but see
But
that's
that's
the
not
thing.
there for the first part of the game.
Like
And if it's there all game, he's a good quarterback, in my opinion.
yeah, no. Here's the thing. If he can't keep up that consistency, he's never gonna do good.
Mm-mm.
He's never gonna get more than being a backup on some random team. I think Mitch after this year, he's never gonna be stable at unless he somehow finds his way on some other team. He's not gonna be
To
stable.
me, it's a mental thing. I think if he can become mentally focused, then he's going to make good decisions, and then he's going to be a starting quarterback, like a legit good Derek Carr level starting quarterback.
I I
But that's
wish
a
we
big
had Derek.
if.
I
It's
wish
a
we had a
big if.
Derek Carr level starting quarterback. I
Yeah,
wish we
right.
had.
Like if we just had a normal starting quarterback, like league average, I'd be happy. I'd be
I
ecstatic.
I wish we had literally almost any other quarterback except for the Cowboys quarterbacks right now.
No. The one thing that I can feel good about as a Bears fan is that we are not Eagles fans having to deal with Carson Wentz's bull crap right now.
Oh my gosh, he's worse than Mitch. He's worse than Mitch. Just bench
He's the
him.
worst quarterback in the league.
Bench him and put in Jalen Hurts.
He's the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
Bench him.
Yeah, it's time for Jalen
Ben-
Hurts in Philly. But we're not talking about Philly. I What do you think about Nagy? What's your evaluation of him after this game?
Get him out of here. Get him out. Okay. I'm sorry. I am done and tired of being a Bears fan with a mediocre coach. Okay. I have seen nothing but mediocrity for
He
my
was coach of the
entire
year in
life.
18. In
Huh?
18-19, he was coach of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. He was coach of the year. Now look at him. Are you kidding me? He can't call a play to save his life. How many
Yeah.
times has Foles had to throw off his back leg because he calls some play that's going to take too long with a crappy offensive line? How
Well,
many times?
that's his offensive line not executing.
Okay.
And I want to talk about the offensive line because the offensive line was actually decent today. And the reason that occurred is because Nagy and his coaching staff completely switched up the offensive line. They moved the guys around to different positions within the offensive line. And they were clearly more comfortable and able to execute much better against the Packers defense than who did we play last week? Or the week before? The previous game, our offensive line was like atrocious. And we were talking about
Oh,
it here.
when we lost to the Vikings or
Yeah,
when
the
we
Vikings
lost
defense. What defense is better, the Packers defense or the Vikings defense?
Packers. Oh,
We play like absolute crap. The offensive line plays like absolute crap against the Vikings, and then against the Packers, we actually do okay. And that was because of a coaching change, a change made by the coaching staff.
I
So I look at that and I think, is coaching really to blame for this loss?
I honestly
That's the only thing that I can see from the coaching staff. But to me, it's not on the coach. It's on the GM. On the GM for not getting us a decent quarterback. To me, that's the
even then I'm
problem.
telling you that
Because I'm
offensive line, how many times have our quarterbacks been sacked? How many times?
Well, that's because our offensive line was crap and our quarterback, Nick Foles, couldn't move. Now we have Mitch Trubisky who can move, and we have a shifted offensive line which can actually block worth a damn.
So what? You think we're going to end All right. Let me ask you
Our
this.
offense is better than last week. Is it not better than last week? We scored 3 more touchdowns than last week.
No, wait. Last week it was 13 and 19. All right, but
Yeah, but this touchdown was scored
yeah.
by Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, I guess so. But what I'm saying is I would much rather have a close game, even if it's not the offensive side scoring, than just being completely blown out. I mean,
Well, that lies on the defense, and I don't know what the heck happened there. Obviously, if we have Akeem Hicks, I think that's a different game, but that's no excuse. Like we still have a stacked defense without him, and it was the most frustrating part of the game to me because, I mean, like we scored okay, garbage time. Yeah, there's an asterisk there, but we scored the third most highest point total in our season, and our defense completely flopped. I mean, who's to blame for that? I don't know who's to blame for that.
honestly, this was the worst defensive showing we've had in the past
It's
3
the worst
years.
defensive showing by the Bears that I've ever seen. Literally that I've ever seen. I mean,
I
Aaron
can't
Rodgers picking this team apart at will.
I can't remember a time in
It
my
was
life
embarrassed.
where
That was the embarrassment. I was assuming that our embarrassment would come on offense, but it was on defense.
and even if we were going to have an embarrassing game like this, where it put me to shame to be a Bears fan, I would hope it's against Kansas City. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hope it's against
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. I'd be like, you know what? That's fine. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. They're gonna win again this year. That's perfectly fine. It's okay. I won't, be suicidal and crying myself to sleep. No. You know who it was against? The goddamn Packers. The Packers.
That's what made it. It was on Packers on primetime Sunday night. It hurt, man. It hurt.
The
Wasn't a
last
Bears fan alive who wasn't hurting last night or 2 nights ago. Final thoughts.
Chicago, it's time for a rebuild. Fire Pace, fire Nagy, a completely new offensive line. Do you know what? I am fine with getting any quarterback this year. Any quarterback. Anyone. I don't care who it is. As long as it's not Foles, as long as it's not Trubisky, give me a quarterback. Give me an offensive line. And you know what? Give me a good goddamn coach. That's all I ask for. That's all. Is that not too hard to am I crazy here? Am I
You're not
crazy?
crazy. You're not crazy. Here's mine, right? Okay. Play Mitch the next 5 games all the way through, barring injury. Let him try to work through his mental focus issues, and if he doesn't, you leave him by the side of the road in the offseason. If he does, extend him for 1-2 years. But if he doesn't, leave him by the side of the road.
Honestly,
If Pace can't get us, if Mitch can't perform in the next 5 games, Pace has got to get us a new quarterback. And if he can't do that, a new good quarterback, like a really good quarterback, hashtag trade for Deshaun. If he can't get us a good quarterback, he's out, dude. He's out. The Bears have never had an elite quarterback. If he can't get us at least a serviceable one, he's got to go. I already want to get rid of his, but
like
he's
it's just so sad that the Bears franchise, one of the most storied franchises in all professional sports, the best man that they've ever had leading that team is
Jim McMahon.
what? No,
Jim McMahon.
it's Jay Cutler.
No, it's not.
He is not the best quarterback we've ever had is Jay Cutler.
History. He's the most talented quarterback we've ever had. He's the worst leader in franchise history. Jim McMahon is the greatest quarterback in Bears history.
But see, Jim McMahon was just carried.
Super Bowl, dude.
He got carried by. Okay, I'm sorry. He got carried by that absolute unit of a defense, and
Walter, dude.
If you all right,
the Bears scored all their touchdowns by pass, and the Fridge ran one in. Granted, Walter Payton was there as a deterrent. He was basically like.
I'm sorry.
If you have the best running back of all time, by the way.
If you have the best player to ever run a football on your team, I'd expect something to come out of it. Like
my point about Jim McMahon is he was a leader. He was confident as hell.
Oh yeah.
And he was I watched a documentary on it. All the defensive guys, offensive guys were like, he's the best guy to lead our team. He had that persona. He was our guy.
I guess he's a leader and all, but he just didn't have that elite talent.
Yeah, he didn't need to be an elite talent. Jay Cutler needed to be both, and he couldn't be a good leader. He was a terrible leader. He dragged the entire clubhouse down. You can't be a good quarterback and drag down the entire clubhouse. That's not how that works.
If Jay Cutler had any sort of
if he wasn't a douche, he would have been elite.
Yeah, if he cared at all for this franchise, he would have gone down as an amazing quarterback. People would be like, man, I wish we still had Jay Cutler. You know what happened when we got rid of Jay Cutler? People were cheering.
I was so excited. I never liked Jay Cutler. Never.
And you know what's going to happen again this year? We're going to be cheering.
Bears, fire Pace.
Fire Nagy.
And boost the O-line. Do those 3 things, we're chilling. Hashtag trade for Deshaun.
And if we can't get above an 800 season here, right before we leave, I got to ask you one thing. What is our record going to be for the year?
Okay, so we actually have a really easy schedule, mostly consisting of the Vikings and Lions, and one more game against the Packers. So 4 or 5 of our next opponents are under 500. I feel like we can go 3-2 to finish the season, and that would put us at exactly 8-8, right?
Yep.
8-8. So I think we're either 8-8 or maybe 9-7 if we're lucky. 9-7 would put us in the playoff picture, but I predict us going 8-8.
I think I'm going to say we're going 8-8. I'm going to hope we're going to go 9-7.
Exactly.
But in all reality, I think honestly it's going to look closer to 7-9. I think we're gonna lose. We're gonna have a losing season this year.
If we play like we played tonight, which I don't think we will in the future, it's a possibility. I think that we're gonna pick it up though. There's no way our defense plays this bad again, and as long as we keep Mitch as our QB, it'd be fine. Because our O-line just improved too. Talking about that earlier, so I think I'm pretty confident in my 8-8 prediction.
Yeah, 8-8. Honestly, I'd be fine if we just lost a bunch of games and tanked for a good pick. But
no, we have 5 wins. We're not going to get a good pick. We could go 5-11 and we won't be in there. Do the Jets exist? Or not? No, we got. I feel like we should try to make the playoffs. I would like to lose in the first round to get to Moss in the first round. I'd like that.
I
That'd
think
be nice.
that was the best take you ever had. Not gonna lie, the Jets exist. Oh, you know what?
The Jets exist, dude. We'll
the
never
first
be the Jets. We'll never be the Jets.
the first Beanie Boys merch will be the Jets exist.
The Jets exist.
You ever sad? Just think about this.
The
The
Jets.
Jets exist.
They exist. And you are not a fan of them. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank God I'm not a Jets fan. That's for sure. But I hate being a Chicago fan right now. It's painful.
Hey, last night or 2 nights ago was rough. It was rough.
Yeah. Make sure you check up on
But-
anyone in your family or
Yeah,
friends who is a
seriously.
Chicago fan.
It is a beautiful day to
Um,
save lives.
That's right. Take them out to dinner or something. Make sure they're not suicidal. The
Mhm.
suicide hotline, call it. Just go check up on them. Make sure they don't
Yep.
kill themselves.
Yep. Beautiful day to save lives. All right. Beanie
Alrighty.
Boys, with the review of the Bears game, we're signing off. Good luck, Chicago.
Thank you.